Hey guys, big welcome back, and today we're doing a little bit different type of video. I like to mix it up and have, some of this, some of that, and here we are, and doing a little off-roading in my truck, which is a 2015 Ford F150. It's got the 5-liter V8 and the FX4 Off Road package, just so you know what we're riding in, and it's got a set of 20-inch wheels with the 33-inch Dick Sepic tires. So a little bit of grip to go. And so we're looking at 3 different cameras here. The big screen is a GoPro mounted on the bumper. Top right is a DJI Osmo mounted on the roof on the car mount. And of course up on the left, as you've probably figured out, that would be the DJI Phantom 3 Professional. All 3 clips are recorded 1080. The GoPro, it only records at 30 frames per second, and the DJIs are both recording at 1080-60. But so the whole video was dumbed down to 30 or 29 point whatever. But all that aside, basically I had to go drop my old lady off. She was doing some family stuff, so dropped her off, decided to go and get some off-roading. So I brought a buddy along to fly the drone for me, and just in case I got stuck, I drove. This is out in Chippewa, which is a little south of Niagara Falls, and I was actually expecting it to be good and muddy, but we were quite surprised when I got there and pulled in, and it was bone dry. Like, there's no mud at all. So that was a little disappointing. I was looking forward to playing in the mud a bit and really, testing out the truck off-road, as I don't really ever get to do that. And but I still had fun. We still had a good time. And you guys can see from the video, the reason I put in the GoPro footage on as the bottom, even though I prefer the DJI Osmo, was to kind of show the terrain. Because the Osmo's up so high, you don't really see what the terrain actually looked like. In person, the hills show a lot better than they do on the video, but you can see on the video how high, say, like some of those hills, they're not like crazy off-roading or anything like that, but say on the drone footage it looks like a flat road, but really the truck was these are some pretty good angles that they're on. And I gotta say, I was quite proud of my F150. There was no point at all that the tires slipped on this, and I didn't think to check the angle. The truck's got the off-road mode thing, so I can see what the angle is of the truck. So if I ever get back out there, I want to put that on the dashboard so I can see. But I was definitely getting some good angles down there, and it did quite well. So let me apologize, the video is not 100% lined up. I'm using a program called VideoPad to be able to make this, and I'm not a pro. I haven't spent too much time learning it or anything like that, so I'm just kind of doing what I can. And I've got it pretty close. We're within, hundredths of a second or something. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the view like this. If for any reason somebody thinks that they would like to see, a version like just the aerial or just the Osmo or just the GoPro, let me know. I've got the footage. It's nothing to throw it up online, so if I can upload 4 different versions of the same video. It doesn't matter to me. And some people would think I'm crazy for going off-roading in a relatively new truck, and I say screw it. What the hell? I got the off-road package for a reason, and I like to try to enjoy it. Now, I had to watch because I'm not trying to kill my truck either. So with the ground being so hard, I don't want to gun it through these ruts, right? If it was a bit muddy, it would have some give. But being that it was rock hard, the dirt, I'm not trying to tear off the wind dam on the front or my exhaust out the rear. I've got the dual exhaust out the rear, and I've already tore that off once. Actually, not too far from here. It was a different place I had gone and done a little off-roading, but I didn't film any of it. So Unfortunately, I didn't get video of that, but I've got all this footage for you guys now, and hopefully you're enjoying it. I don't really like the coloration on the GoPro, the big screen there. I didn't bother color correcting or anything like that. I prefer the DJI's coloration because I've got it set to vivid. You guys can definitely comment below, tell me what you think. Maybe you'll find the GoPro footage a little more natural. But I like a little bit more vibrant colors in it and stuff like that. So, back to location. This is right behind Marineland, or right around the corner basically from Marineland, for anyone that's ever been out there or wondered how to get there. If you look on the map on Google Earth, you can easily find this place. And it's have to have been maybe 50, somewhere between 15 and 20 years since I'd been out there. I couldn't pinpoint exactly when, but it was good getting a chance to get out there again. I've discussed it in other videos. In Canada, in the portion of Canada I live in my general area, I live in Burlington, which is kind of between Toronto and Niagara Falls. There is just nowhere that you're really allowed to go off-roading. There's very, very few places. Everything's privately owned, and you know, no trespassing signs and stuff like that. This is one location that didn't have that, so for now it will remain free and open, I guess, and has been for a number of years. With, you know, there's obviously, you'll see garbage spread around. There was other places that you used to be able to go, but because of the garbage, they've stopped that. So here we are. I'm coming to a stop, and we got to wait for all the angles to meet up here. But we used to, back in the day, anyone that's local to the area would know GM. That's where we would go. It was always out to behind the GM factory in St. Catharines. Was pretty popular back in the day. There was many kilometers of trail that you could go and do, and then it's also going to depend on what you're driving. You know, I'm not really going to beat the crap out of this too much, but if you've got a you know, some people have, like, you know, an old 80s truck or 70s truck, whatever, that they're not too worried about. I would definitely, you know, if we ever get a chance to, I wouldn't mind picking one up, you know, one of those ones that you trailer to where you're going type of thing. But then it gets back to, we don't have that many places to go. And you can see the ruts there, though. They were pretty good. And I gotta say, as it's been a number of years since I've done any off-roading, I was actually a little happy with myself. I managed to, you know, hold course pretty well. And because the ground was dry, I didn't slip into any ruts or anything like that. Now, it did help. There's a few points where I had my buddy, he was sitting next to me there, and ask him just, you know, if I was clear on his side, because there's many points, and I'm not sure if the video will really detail it that well, but there was the points that I couldn't see because of the angle we were on. So when I'm approaching a hill and wanting to go down it, and we're at the top, I just can't even see I can't see the trail, I can't see anything. So I've got him kind of peeking out and looking. Here we just have a pause for a second for whatever, I'm not sure what we were discussing at that point, but anyway, he's gonna catch the drone up to us here, and then we can take off and continue this journey. While he does that, I'm just gonna have a sip of my beer. And if you guys are from the area and know of any really cool places, I'd love to hear it down in here. I've tried, in the comments, if you could put it in there, I've tried Googling it, and I see the Jeep forums, and people go up towards Lindsay and up north, and that would be really cool. But because it's my daily driver, you've got to worry that if something goes wrong on the trail, I don't want to get too far north, and then you know, basically you could end up stuck up there. And but I don't know. It's a fun pastime. I was kind of wishing I still had my dirt bike. I got rid of my dirt bike because I think I described this all in another video, but anyway, because of the way the trail system works here in Canada, there's just very limited places to go. Same with the truck, of course. And so for me to legally dirt bike off-road, I had to drive down to Niagara Falls, and they had a trail that goes all the way from Niagara Falls to Port Colborne, which is pretty cool. Actually, I've got a video on here for part of the trip. We started down by Port Colborne and drove back up there or something, and it was like a half-hour video or something. Pretty cool. But for the time it takes to load the truck up and then drive all the way out there and stuff like that, and then if the weather turns or anything like that, it's just a bit of a hassle. It's quite the drive for me to get there. These are definitely Canadian problems, I guess, on a world scale of everything going on out there in life. I'm sitting there whining about having to drive to dirt bike or go off-roading, but you guys know what I mean. We all got to have our enjoyments in life, and I should mention actually that for this video I was using 4 low, which is something that I don't really ever get to use. And then later on, I got it on the GoPro. I didn't put it as part of this because it was on a different road. There's like unimproved roads that kind of back roads that are pretty cool. And I ended up going and actually getting the truck stuck. I found some mud, and I went to try the trail. Either you can go to the left to hit the mud, or you can go to the right and avoid it. And I was like, oh cool, I'm hitting the mud. And as soon as I got, like, you know, a few inches into the mud, boom, the front wheels just dropped. It was a drop off into the mud. And so I sat there gunning it in reverse, smoking the tires, this and that, and I ended up putting it back into forks. I only had it in 2 at the time, and that still wouldn't get it out. And then I locked the rear end. This edition has the locking rear end, which I never use, but it was cool. I was also using hill descent for this entire off-road session here, by the way, just for the video you're watching. Anyway, so it took probably 5 minutes, if even, to get it out of the mud. But I was kind of at the one point kind of thinking, oh shit, what did I do? And thought we were gonna have to try to dig it out or wedge sticks under it or something like that. But we actually went to a few different places as well, trying to find some more off-roading, but there was nowhere else really. I know my story's kind of all over, but that's how all my videos are. You can see the skies today looked like they were gonna break apart and start pouring any minute, but somehow it just didn't happen. We had a few little raindrops later on in the day, and that is it. And probably would have been really fun. It was kind of disappointing coming home with the truck reasonably clean, to be honest with you, like other than the mud up in the front tires from the front end dropping in, like I was saying. But yeah, it's not that satisfying to go for a day of off-roading and come back with your rig basically as clean as when you left, right, other than some dust. Just so you guys know, that's the upper Niagara River you're seeing in the top left corners. This is part of the river that flows into Niagara Falls. So just kind of a little info on what we're seeing. Yeah, it kind of sucked the beginning of the video. I was really hoping to go and set cameras up and get the drone in the air and then get in there, and I was thinking it was going to be all muddy, and so I ended up not capturing the entry to this area, because when I saw that it wasn't muddy, I didn't even actually think I was going to bother driving it. I was just kind of like, well. Anyhow, I'm really amazed if anyone's actually stuck around. Here we are, you know, over 14 minutes into it. Probably not that exciting for all of you, but hopefully some of you have enjoyed it. I guess you must have somewhat if you've stuck around this long. And if you have enjoyed it, if I could just ask if you could please consider giving me a like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, because I upload all kinds of different videos: drones, reef tanks, my truck, anything that I come up with is fair game. Well, I appreciate you guys watching thus far, and stay tuned for more videos. Hopefully I'll find some more off-roading and get some video of it. See you guys next time.